Admiral Torrin stared at the holographic display of the small blue-green planet, Earth, the most perplexing world in the known universe. It was just a Class 3 civilization, barely beyond their planetary boundaries, and yet they carried a Do Not Approach designation that outranked even the deadly warrior planets of the Arcturus cluster. "I don't understand," Torrin said, brushing a hand through his silver-tinged hair. "They've only achieved rudimentary interplanetary travel. Their weapon systems are primitive at best. Why is this world classified as untouchable?" First Officer Lyra, with her characteristic analytical calm, pulled up the historical records. "The designation was established 300 cycles ago, sir, after the incident." "What incident?" Torrin leaned forward. "The records are surprisingly vague, Admiral. All we know is that the 12th Diplomatic Fleet attempted first contact and never returned. All 17 vessels gone." Torrin scoffed. "That's impossible. Their technology couldn't have." "It wasn't their technology, sir," came a voice from the doorway. Ambassador Pax entered the bridge, his ancient face lined with the wisdom of centuries. The crew stood at attention. Pax rarely left his quarters aboard the Federation flagship, and his presence commanded immediate respect. "I was a junior diplomatic aide during that mission," Pax said quietly, "the sole survivor. I've maintained the quarantine designation personally for 3 centuries. Turan's eyes widened. "You. But the records say. "The records say what the Federation Council decided they should say," Pax interrupted. "Some truths are too dangerous. With respect, Ambassador, we're on a scientific mission. We need to understand." "Very well." Pax sighed, his shoulders heavy with the burden of memory. "But this conversation remains classified at the highest level." The bridge crew nodded solemnly. "The humans didn't destroy our fleet with weapons," Pax began. "They did something far worse. They talked to us." A confused silence fell over the bridge. "I don't understand," Torrin admitted. "Humans are different. Their minds evolved on a predator-rich death world with extreme environmental variations. They think differently than any sentient species we've encountered." Pax activated the central display showing human history. "Look at them. They waged constant war against each other for millennia, but they also created breathtaking art, music, literature. They built and destroyed empires before breakfast. They conceptualized their own destruction 1,000 different ways, then laughed about it. Many species have violent pasts," Lyra noted. "It's not the violence," Pax corrected. "It's their adaptability, their cognitive dissonance, their capacity to hold contradictory thoughts simultaneously and still function." He pulled up images of human achievements alongside human atrocities. The same species that created these wonders also created these horrors, often in the same generation, sometimes by the same individuals. Their minds are uncomfortable. "You're being cryptic, Ambassador," Torrin said impatiently. "Our diplomatic fleet made contact with their world leaders," Pax continued. "Standard procedure. We offered technological 3 days into negotiations. Our chief diplomat committed suicide," Pax said bluntly. He left a note saying his mind could no longer bear the contradictions. The next day, 2 more diplomats followed. By the end of the week, the entire command staff was gone. Stunned silence filled the bridge. The humans were horrified. They tried to help, but their help made it worse. Their logic was alien. Their compassion and cruelty intertwined. Their minds move in directions ours cannot follow without breaking. They exist in cognitive dimensions we cannot access. Pax touched his temple. "I survived because I was young, more adaptable, but even I spent 50 years in psychic rehabilitation. The rest of the crew, their minds simply shattered upon extended contact with human cognition." "That's absurd," Torrin scoffed. "No species could be so naturally dangerous merely through conversation." Pax smiled sadly. "That's exactly what our chief diplomat said, before he removed his own brain stem rather than continue discussions. He pulled up one final image, a simple human child's drawing with impossible geometries hidden within its innocent lines. Their art alone contains patterns that induce neural collapse in sensitive minds. Their casual conversation references conceptual frameworks that don't translate into any known language. Their jokes, Pax shuddered. Their humor is the worst. Cognitive traps disguised as harmless wordplay. But they're just humans, Lyra whispered. No, Pax corrected. There is no just about them. They are human, and that is enough to make them the most dangerous species we've ever encountered. Torrance stared at the innocent-looking planet. So what do? We maintain the quarantine, Pax said firmly. We let them develop in isolation, hope they destroy themselves before they reach the stars. If they don't, may the cosmos help us all. As the Federation flagship moved away from Earth's solar system, a small communication probe launched from the third planet detected their presence. Inside a humble monitoring station, a human technician named Jack looked up from his coffee. Hey, Dave, he called to his colleague. I think I just spotted another alien ship running away from us. Dave sighed, not looking up from his crossword puzzle. That's the third one this month. Should we tell the government? Jack shrugged. Why bother? They never stick around long enough to say hello. Neither man gave it another thought as Earth continued its lonely journey through the stars, unwittingly terrifying the galaxy with its very existence.